on that guard battle. Has Sigdeman kind of been able to hold that spot down for you in camp so far?
Yeah, Sig has done a nice job. He's done a really nice job out there at right guard, and pretty excited about him, and not only his on the field play, but it's just off the field leadership as well. So he's one of our leaders in our room, and he's really done a really nice job of connecting the dots with a lot of the guys that are on that line, but then also a lot of the guys that are in the reserves, and he's coaching those guys up as well. Really done a really good job.
Seems like Turner has been dealing with nicks and bruises for a lot of camp. How is he doing health-wise?
He's doing well. Minor setback, but he's progressing well, and we should have him available here soon.
Think he'll be ready for Illinois?
I don't know. We'll see. No, he'll be ready.
Hey, Greg, what's your depth like at tackle? I know you've used guys both tackle and guard. As you get it ready to play a game behind Turner and Benhart, where are you at with like the next couple guys up?
Yeah, we feel pretty confident in our depth. There's guys, there's Brent Banks, guys like Ezra Miller, there's guys, Nuri Nwili. He's, doing a good job as well. Teddy Prohaska is another guy that we can use out there as well. A rising young guy that's done an amazing job here in the last couple weeks. So we got some bodies that we can certainly go to, and there's some guys inside that can certainly shift out as well. So we feel pretty confident in where we are at that position. Obviously we just got to work on fine-tuning, our technique and our learning and our understanding of what we're doing and how we're doing it.
How about at guard? I mean, the same thing.
Same thing. There's a lot of guys that can play those positions. There's position flexibility between centers and guards as well. Again, guys that are tackles that can slide down, that can fill positions and fill roles as well. The good thing about it is that we've been cross-training some of these guys at left and right guard, as well as other positions. So that's what we've done. That's what our plan was as we went into fall, coming from spring where we didn't do a whole bunch of cross-training. So now we feel pretty confident, and if a guy gets nicked up, or certainly the COVID and having to deal with potential tests and guys potentially getting found positive or doing the contact tracing, having to sit out for contact tracing. So we've had to really kind of work the system a little bit to make sure that we had multiple guys ready at multiple positions.
Banks specifically, obviously you can work in multiple spots. Do you have a feel for maybe where his best position would be down the line? Do you think that's where his bench lies?
No, not down the line. Heck, man, we're a day-by-day operation. We can't think down the line. If anything, we got to think this upcoming game. Where is his best spot this upcoming game? We kind of found out where it is based on all the things that are going on, and we feel pretty confident in his ability.
Hey, you mentioned contact tracing. Have you guys had anybody out of practice yet for that kind of stuff?
I'm not at liberty to say anything about that.
Okay.
But certainly we got to make sure that we're dialed in to knowing who we're around, and taking care of our business. But yeah, something that everybody's dealing with, and we got to ensure that our team is healthy this year.
I see you wearing the hat. How's Cam Jurgens developed in the command presence portion of his role? Do you feel like he's now the leader that you hope he would become?
Yeah, and he's continually progressing. He's a guy that I keep on mentioning in terms of command presence and his ability to instill confidence and exude confidence, if you will, in the guy to the right and to the left of him. And he's done just that. He's a guy that has a lot of control, not only over his body now, but just over the mental game of it. So pretty excited about where he is and the progress that he's made since he started the position.
Did you see it kind of snap on for him the minute Farniok and Hymus left? Because it would have been natural for him to defer to them until they left. But once they did you see him say, all right, it's my room now?
No. Last year he had a presence last year. Certainly there was a lot more opportunity, right, for him to make his voice and make his presence known, especially with a guy like Farniak, who is very, very active and engaged in leadership. But Cam had a presence last year, even in the midst of Farniak and Brendan Hymas being here. So certainly it was always there. It's just more opportunities now that those guys have gone on to the NFL, and now new leaders naturally just emerge. And they don't necessarily emerge in terms of snapping onto it, but it's more or less, it's not shared by somebody else, right? And if anything, heck, it's more sharing with other guys that are coming up in the program as well after those guys have left.
Is Hickson stayed the main guy behind Cam?
Absolutely. He is. He's like a Swiss Army knife. He can play multiple positions. He can play center. He can play guard. When we first had him, he was playing tackle. So he can do a lot of things. He's very valuable.
What do you, back to Cam's role as a leader, what do you see as the center's role in terms of leadership on your group? What do you want your center to do in that?
Well, tangibly, they have to make sure that all of us are coordinated up front, knowing basically the play and where we're going and how we're calling the defense, et cetera, et cetera. Intangibly, they are just like their tangible role. We expect for those guys to be the leaders in terms of getting the guys ready, getting the guys dialed in, getting the guys detailed, getting the guys to know their assignment, getting the guys to, focus and attack some of the mental part of the game as well, and the leadership and the motivation. And we're looking to as the center, man. Heck, man, you're the air traffic controller. It's like can't let two planes fly into each other, right? You got to control everything, So you kind of have to have a Type A personality. And to be honest with you, Cam, was a little bit more laid back up until really last year, and as he's grown. There's been more confidence, there's been more understanding, and with knowledge and reps comes confidence, and that's where you get it. Now you get off the field, and now there's a presence about you, and people naturally follow you.
You got it on brand now. Does everyone have a beef jerky hat in that room?
Everybody has a beef jerky shirt. Not everybody has a hat yet. Okay, so I think I'm special. I think, but who knows? They might have hats. They just haven't worn them yet.
They charge you?
Say what?
They make you pay for it?
Not yet. Not yet. I'll pay for it though. I told them I'll wear it to the press conference, okay, and then I'll give you a little something on the side just to make sure that you won't come back asking for money later on. Anybody else have any questions?
Greg, what do you think overall about the running game and the downhill element that you guys have learned this offseason to be able to implement?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to showcase it. I want our guys to be confident. I want our backs to be confident in the holes. I want those guys to be confident in the systems and the schemes. And I want our guys going full speed. I want us to attack folks. And that's the mindset. We got to attack people downhill. In this conference, the people that win are the people that can run the football consistently. So.
You guys like to wear is run the damn ball. Why is that something that they embrace? That physicality?
Well, I haven't received a hat like that yet, but eventually they'll probably buy that hat for me too. No, they bought those hats. I don't know exactly where those hats came from, but yeah, run the damn ball. Like, let's run the football.
Why is that physical style something that they embrace?
Because it's an offensive lineman, babe. I mean, hell, if you're an offensive lineman, then you got to embrace physicality and you got to embrace just grittiness, and there's no greater joy than taking a man against his will from point A to point B, right? So that's the mindset. So that's the run the damn ball mentality.
Do you like the complement of backs and what they each add to your ability to run the ball? It seems like you're not going to rely so much on one guy or need to rely so much on one guy in the backfield.
Yeah, I like the complement of backs. We got a lot of them. I tell them all the time, let's get downhill. Let's get all of them. Let's get downhill, right? Make one cut, let's go. And they know it. A Coach Hill does a great job with those boys. Does a great job with the guys, and it's our job to make sure that those guys can get to and through the line of scrimmage, and then at that point in time, use your God-given talents. But it's our job to get you to and through the line of scrimmage. Okay, so get to and through the line of scrimmage, and then you can make all the magic happen all you want to. Okay.
I mean, you're pretty familiar with the mentality that it takes for a freshman to step into a big role in college. How do you see Gabe Urban and his ability to handle that if needed?
Pretty confident in Gabe. Gabe has shown us the ability to be able to work at it continually. And as a freshman, man, you have to take your lumps. Taking the lumps, man. That guy is, and there's going to be some natural mistakes, but he just keeps on working, keeps on fighting. And he's a kid that's mature beyond his age years in terms of mentality, and he comes to work every day. And the one thing I can tell you right now that's allowed him to put himself in the position to play is his attitude that he brings to practice every day. I mean, every single day. I'm not blowing smoke. I don't see the kid mad or down any day. And that's natural for a freshman. Man, you miss home, you miss this, there's so many other things going on in your life. There's a natural tendency for you to lag. Like, man, this thing is, kind of gotten on top of me a little bit. That transition from dependence to independence, and, but he's handled it well. And, he makes his mistakes, but he doesn't make the same mistake twice. And that's the one thing that I can see as well from the kid, is that he's not going to make the same mistake over and over and over again. He hits the wrong hole, he's not going to hit it. He's not going to hit it twice wrong. So good for him. I'm excited to see him tote the rock, as well as I'm excited to see all of those guys tote the rock. Okay, there's a lot of those guys. Like I said, Coach Hill, Coach Brown, those guys do a good job, of coaching those guys, and I think that room is a room that's going to showcase their talent this year. Thanks, guys.